A pleasant good evening to everyone in the class of Steele. You're very welcome. The time is 10 minutes past 5, and I was just giving everybody a bit of a chance to get into class and to get themselves all sorted. I want to welcome all of you to class this evening. It is a pleasure to welcome all of you guys. Before we get into class this evening's session is personal branding. And before we get into this evening's session, we want to have a look at some plans for the upcoming conference on Saturday. All of you guys are ready for Saturday? Agnes, you're ready? Pretty, are you ready? You're ready for Saturday? Luloma? And Ujevanga, I know that Ujevanga, he's on the road, so he's gonna get in shortly. Ruth, I perceive, Ruth, you are ready as well. Ruth in China, correct?
Yes, please.
All right. Ruth, you have to confirm which email address you use for me, please. Ruth, could you confirm which email address you use, please?
I use Gmail.
Which
Gmail.
one? Just confirm which one you use, please.
Can I text it to you, please?
Yes, of course. Text it to me.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
So that I will see. So all of you who were doing the class on Saturday, who are doing the training, and again we're excited about Saturday for you guys. I hope you guys are all excited and all ready. And what we will be doing is we're going to take you through some thoughts and some ideas and some guidelines and some pointers to help you along the way. So Ruth, I'm going to arrange a meeting with you next week. Pretty, Agnes, Zuloma, all of you, we will arrange a meeting for a city that all of you will be in the same meeting.
Please, sir, I've sent the mail to you.
No, which email address did you send it to? Not the one that you sent it from, the one you sent it to. I need the email address that you sent it to. Huh?
Yes, I'm confirming it, please.
Hon, you could unmute yourself. Okay. Okay. First Lady just confirmed that she has seen it, Ruth. So yes,
all right.
She confirmed that she have it, so it's in order.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so First Lady will arrange a meeting with all of the speakers, and it will be one meeting for everybody. And I think we will need about 1 hour for that meeting. So she will make that arrangement, and we will just do some things prior to the event to help you guys to be more comfortable. All right. So with that being said, Grandmaster sends his greetings, and I think he's going to be joining us this evening. He said he missed the class because he's been so busy, but he will be joining us this evening as well shortly in the class. So we look forward to him joining with us. With that being said, let me jump straight into this evening's session. And we were looking at personal branding. Remember, we left off personal branding quite a while ago because we had so many other things that we dealt with that came up. So I want to go forward now with personal branding part 2. So let me just get that up for us. and we stopped at slide number 7. So let me change my screen and let's jump into this evening's class. All right, if you can see my screen, just give me a wave and confirm I can see you. Just give me a wave. Awesome. So let's jump into this evening's class on personal branding. And we're looking at how do you differentiate yourself from your peers. And this is all about personal branding. And I want us to really look at this subject carefully, closely, and take very close notes, because these are some of the things that are going to separate you from the crowd. And it is important to be separated from the crowd. You need to have a sense of what is your unique value proposition and what is unique about yourself that separates you. So let's jump straight into this evening's session and look at how to differentiate yourself from your peers. And we're looking at personal branding. So what is your unique value proposition? What are your skills and your abilities? What is it that you can do really well? And I want you to focus on it. Ask yourself, do you know what can I do really well? If you're like me, you can do quite a lot of things very well, because I have the ability to do so many things. But as I got older, I discovered the unique thing that I could drop my hat and just do it without thinking twice, without any kind of prompting or encouragement or support or endorsement or funding or sponsorship. There's something unique about me that I have that I love doing. That is your unique value. That is what you have that is unique to you and of significant value. You have to find that. For a lot of us, it's going to take us time. It's going to take us time experimenting, discovering, all of these dynamics. But you need to find out what that skill and that ability is from all of the skills and the abilities that you currently have. You need to find that particular one, that unique one, that persons that know you will say, oh, definitely, I know that Uloma can do this. Pretty, oh, this is definitely Pretty. There's some things or something about you that when someone sees you, they can put their hand and say, that's Bishop Steele. I know that that's Dr. Steele. Or there's a position that is offering or up for grabs, and somebody says, you know what? I know one person who can do that. He doesn't even need to be prompted or encouraged. He can do that. So that would be your unique skill and ability. And then you look at your interests and your values. Your interests and your values. It is encompassing your interests and your values. This unique value proposition, this unique thing about you, it is a part of your interest and your value set. So you look at that unique skill and ability, and then you look at your interests and values. And if that thing does not fit into your interests and values, that's not the thing I'm talking about. But then it also fits into your personality, your character, who you are as an individual, your makeup. If that thing, that uniqueness that you want to confirm does not fit into your personality, then it is not what we're talking about. Are you with me? Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. The thing that we are going to discover that is our unique value proposition, the uniqueness about ourselves, it is going to be wrapped up in our skills and our abilities, our interests and values, and our personality. Every single thing about us and these major attributes are going to be wrapped up or found therein. Also known as a unique selling proposition, your USP. Your UVP tells us what you have to offer. Your unique value proposition and your unique selling proposition, or as a matter of fact, USP is unique selling point as well. So for a product that you're having on the market, you have equally a USP, which is your unique selling point. What is it that is unique about your product that your price structure is going to make it a bang on hit for the market? That uniqueness. So I want you to find that about yourself. Write a number of things that you can do really well, that you like doing, and narrow them down. Write down all of them and then narrow them down. Is this a skill that I have? Is it an interest and something that I value? And is it a part of my personality? Okay. And then there's some other things you look at about, is it authentic, reliable? So you look at your authenticity, reliability, credibility, targeted, consistency, communicable. All right. So all of these attributes are a part of your personal branding that gives you a USP. It's authenticity. Nobody's doing what you're doing. What you're doing is unique, but it is also reliable. It has a reliability about it. You are reliable as a person. So when you say to someone, I will do this, you're reliable. Persons say, yes, I like that brand. That brand has reliability, credibility. You're credible. And persons could trust you because you are credible. You deliver on what you say you will deliver on. And you're targeted. You don't just go all over the place, but you're targeted in your approach to things or situations or anything that you're involved with is very targeted. Consistency. You're always there on time. You're consistent. The class of Steele, when we started, I said to everyone that these classes are going to be held every Saturday at 5 p.m. How many of you will say that we've been consistent? Every Saturday at 5 p.m., those of you who show up recognize that we have the class of Steele on Saturdays. Why? Because we have a product, we have a brand, and we are managing that brand professionally. And in that brand, we must be consistent because we must allow individuals to know when you show up on Saturday, you could be sure we are going to be there. Because why? We are consistent. Communicable. We communicate what we're doing. Your brand must be something that you are able to communicate to others about. And when others look at you, conversate with you, they're able to say, I understand what you're talking about. I'm clear on what you're trying to communicate with me. So it must be communicable because you need to be in a position to express it, to share it, to discuss it, to market it. That's what it's all about, to marketing your brand. So let's look at some ways onward that you could manage your brand. 12 ways to own and hone your personal brand plus bonus. First Lady is the one that put that plus bonus. I guess the bonus is going to be a surprise for me as well. So 12 ways to own and hone your personal brand. Let's jump straight into them. So the 12 ways are: one, your value. Your value is derived from many areas. Let's look at the value structure. Your value comes from your beliefs. It is you as a person, the values that you have. Then the skills, talents, these all combine your values, your experience, your strengths, roles, and responsibilities. And by the way, this is only one. This is number one is your value. Okay, number one is your value, but it comprises of all of these other things, other attributes: your skills and talent, your experience, your strengths, your role, responsibility, your interests and hobbies. They're all wrapped up in your value. Your accomplishments, your goals and your purpose. These are all wrapped up in your values. These show the things that you value. And you need to be focused on your value. Where do your values come from? Some individuals in their skills, if they're tradesmen, for example, carpenters or masons or plumbers, etc., their skills, their talent, what they do, an artist, whatever you do, you derive your value. How I do my work, how I carry myself, how I price my work, how I carry my tools, how I treat my work environment. All of these are making up your values. When we look at these things, we see your values, your experience. What have you been through? What has happened to you in your life that has changed the way you think or the way you look at life? These make up your core values, your experiences, your strengths, what you're strong at doing, confident at doing. And those things that you find, this is my strength. If I want to have a workshop, for example, somebody says, Dr. Steele, I want you to do a workshop. What's the first thing that you would like to do in a workshop? Any type of workshop. I can confidently, hands down, say I could mentor people on the art of public speaking. The reason is because I've spent my whole life being a speaker, my whole life. From my youth, I was doing recitations in church as a young man in programs. I like reciting poems. I was a preacher. Well, not I was. I am a preacher, a bishop, a teacher, a mentor. So speaking is my strength, my strong point. I was a radio announcer as well. I did radio announcing for Carib Voice Radio. So this is one of my strengths. I'm versed in a lot of subjects and in a lot of areas. So for me to be a speaker on a public forum or platform, it would be easy for me to do that. That's my strength. What is your strength? What can you do that nobody has to prompt you or push you? That's your key strength, and you derive your values from your strengths. Your roles and responsibility. What have you done that you were in charge of in your job, in school, at home, wherever? What role or responsibilities do you have? Your interests and your hobbies. What sport do you play? What is your hobby? Are you a reader? Do you like reading? You choose what you read because these are the things you value. Are there some things you don't read? Some things you don't like, you don't tolerate? Some things you don't appreciate. Do you like watching movies for hobbies? But all of these things form your values, your accomplishments. What have you accomplished? What has been successful to you? They make up your values, come from these areas. Your goals. What are your goals in life? Your goals in life should be based on the things you value. Okay? Now, this is interesting when I take you to number 2, because I want you to get a sense of what I'm really sharing with you. I want you to get the strength from it. Your identity, what sets you apart? Now watch this. The same things that we looked at here for your values are the same very things that you need to derive your identity from. I want you to watch this, because all of these things that I'm going to share with you are derived from these values: 2, 4, 6, 8 values, eight things, 8 attributes, 8 places of deriving the final outcome from. Your value belief, again, they define your identity. Your skills and talent, they define your identity. What sets you apart, they identify you. Your experience identifies you again. Your strengths identify you. Roles and responsibility identify you. Your hobbies, he's a golfer, because that's your identity. You play golf, you're a golfer. You're an artist. Why? Because you like art. It identifies you. Your accomplishment. Oh, he has a accomplishment. He's got a master's in playing golf. He has his hobby is golf or art, and he has done many shows in art and got many awards in art. Accomplishments. What is his goal and purpose? Oh, he wants to build an art studio. He wants to build one of the biggest art studios possible and have one of the largest art galleries in London. Or he wants to be playing for the Professional Golfers Association. That's his goal. So you see where I'm taking you. Your identity, it comes from in this area as well. It sets you apart. But watch this. You identify what you have to offer and articulate your brand. Okay? Identify what you have to offer and articulate your brand. So look at, again, going back, look at these things, identify what sets you apart, but then identify what you have to offer and articulate your brand. Let the world know this is my brand. This is what I stand for. This is how I stand for it. My skills and my talents are put into manufacturing, expressing, presenting, letting you know what my brand is. All right? I can't say this enough. And I want you to know these points by heart. Your skills, your experience, your strength, your roles and responsibilities, your interests and hobbies, your accomplishments, your goals and purposes, and your values, beliefs. All of these are critical about you. This is your brand. Then we look at mastering the basics. You have to master the basics. I think that in being able to represent your brand, you as an individual must be very confident in mastering these basics. Communication. You must be able to communicate. Now, we have many classes that we're going to be doing in all of these subjects. For example, we're going to give some training and mentoring in communication on its own. We've got some course coming up on that one, which is just going to be focused around communication alone, because it's a wide subject. As a matter of fact, speaking alone is a subject all by itself. But in this communication package, we're going to cover speaking, body language, writing, listening. And we're also going to look at, obviously, things such as repeating what you've heard, remembering what you've heard, processing information correctly. All of these dynamics we're going to be sharing in this communication training that we will be doing when we announce it for the youth. But speaking, it's very important to understand how to speak. And that's why we have in the youth conference, all of you are going to be given that opportunity for 45 minutes to speak. We're not going to, we don't want you to be asking questions or anything like that. We want you to submit your presentation, 45 minutes of speaking. Why are we doing this? The reason why we're doing this is because as ambassadors, as leaders, you guys are going to be the government leaders of the that are coming up. Some of you are already in political offices as students. You're gonna need to be in a position where you can make verbal submissions. You're gonna be have to articulate what are you talking about, discussing, proposing, and you're gonna have to be able to stand and speak about it confidently. And how do you do that? Doing your research, taking notes, putting the right things in place. But you're going to need to be confident in speaking. All of you is very important. The other thing you're going to need is body language. What does my body say when I'm speaking? How do you see me in the midst of the conversation? How am I responding? How am I communicating? What does my body say to you? Does my body show you that I'm confident in what I'm saying? Does my body show you that I am in control? Or does it show you that I'm nervous? I'm afraid? What is my body language saying? And when you are articulating your brand, you need to be confident how you look, how your body language speaks about what you say. How many of you have ever heard somebody speaking, and when you look at their body language, you recognize their mouth is saying one thing, but their body language is saying another thing? Are you with me? If you get what I'm saying. So your body language is important. Are you bored? Or are you really satisfied with what you're hearing and embracing what you're receiving at this moment? Your body language is important. And I'm going to teach you body language. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I think that I would say I have mastered, and I'm pleased to say it, I've mastered the art of hiding everything from a person that I don't want to know when I'm communicating. And in the midst of communicating, in the midst of what I am communicating, I am able to protect myself. How many of you have ever been so angry, my goodness, that you couldn't even carry on a conversation properly? Your body language was not able to stop. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, of course. Yes, I'm fine. It's good. So your body language is so important, and you need to learn two secrets. Secret number one, you need to learn to communicate verbally what your body's saying. You need to learn that. But the second secret, you also need to learn how to not let your body communicate what you're saying. Because sometimes you're in a position where your anger could be so stirred, but verbalizing that is not acceptable. Are you with me? You're not in the right place to verbalize it. So while you're communicating, you communicate confidently. I've sat in meetings and they ask me, Dr. Steele, do you agree with what is being said? And I was beyond don't agree, if I should use that term. And I said, what is being said needs reviewing and considering. I think I would want to think about it a little bit and then I'll get back to you. However, I totally knew what I wanted to say. I totally knew how to deal with it. But sometimes you need to create an environment where you are peaceful and you're calm, so that when you report exactly how you feel, it does not come across the wrong way. How many of you know you could have the right feeling, but present it the wrong time? So you need to be in a position where you know how to control communication well. Writing. Most of us have a difficulty with writing and speaking at the same time with regards to what we're trying to put across. Not writing and speaking at the same time. What I'm relaying to is writing exactly what we want to say. And sometimes it can be a challenge. One of the things that all of you are going to have to do for graduation at the end of the year is write a year in review. You have to submit what has this year meant for you in the class of Steele. That's the only way that I would allow any person to graduate. And when you graduate, you will be getting a certification that you have passed through this year successfully. And it's going to be a good occasion for all of us. So I want all of you to remember you're going to have to write this. It doesn't have to be very long, but I want you to be able to write and give a report of what this year has been like for you. Why do I want you to do that? A lot of individuals have problems, challenges, and difficulties writing reports. But anything that you're doing, you're going to have to give an account of why you did it, how you did it, and what you did. And if you're not confident with writing reports, you're not going to get very far within some offices or organizations, because they require you to be able to write a report. You have to be able to write a report. That's the only way I could graduate you. If you write a summary, what has this year in the class of Steele meant for me? What have I accomplished? And you don't have to write 365 days of what you've been through. Just don't get nervous and panic. Just a few points. I just want to see that you're able to articulate what you experienced, what stood out the most to you. And then listening. I'm comfortable with you guys and listening, because you guys sit in class and I've observed your attention. You listen. But outside of class, how good are you as a listener? How good are you at listening to your children? How good are you at listening to your tutors? How good are you at listening to somebody that is giving a summary of their opinion that you don't agree with? The hardest thing to do is to listen to somebody that you don't agree with. But when you are in a professional setting, in meetings, you will not have a choice. You'll have to wait your turn to give your opinion. Even though it's contrary to what you're hearing, you're still going to have to learn how to give your opinion after listening professionally to somebody who has a different opinion than you do. Because watch this, your opinion is going to be contrary to that person, and that person has to listen to you as well, or you would like that person to give you a hearing also. Is that correct? Come on, wave at me. So we have to learn to sit in an environment and professionally learn how to listen. These are the basics that you need to be able to master in communication. Speaking, observe your body language, writing, and listening. And again, incidentally, body language is especially critical when you're in these online forums. Because remember, a lot of times you go into meetings and they're recorded. A lot of times the meetings get reviewed and persons look at your face while things are being said. And they watch you. They look at your body language. They look at the so your body language is important. As a matter of fact, when you go into like the United Nations, for example, or you're in government, for example, and they have cameras that record. How many of you know what I'm saying? Sometimes there are people manning those cameras, and those people are looking at the finest detail that you're going to display to see how you are going to behave and what you're really saying. Is he in tune with what he's saying? How many of you saw when Russia vetoed the request that was being put across by all of NATO, and Russia vetoed? This is the part that really stood out to me after. The ambassador for Russia, and this is what he did. When he got up, he did this. I knocked over the microphone. He slapped the microphone and just slapped it. Poops. And when I saw that, I said, ooh, we're in for war. because you can see the attitude and the character that was being displayed. How many of you know you can be angry and upset but still remain professional? It's your brand. It's your brand. You can be angry and upset and you walk out of a meeting and you still speak to the person that you're upset with. Man, Joe, you know, I really didn't agree with what you shared there, Joe. I really am sorry that the meeting closed and I didn't get to really put my point across more because, you know, I don't agree with you. And Joe, if he's a good debater, he might say, yeah, you know, Mike, I agree with you. I understand how you feel, Mike, but you got to also understand my side. And then the both of you walk away. And when you come back to the forum for the discussion again, both of you are at each other. But one thing that I say to individuals that are observing politics from outside, mind your business carefully, because politicians, we're friends. They're friends and they discuss these things heatedly because that's their role. That's their jobs. Don't take it personal. You got to get in there and throw your punches. And then when you go out and you guys are together, you say, woo, you had me in the meeting today. You debated really good. You really debated well. Are you with me? Come on, wave at me if you're with me. Wave at me. Come on, come on. I want you guys to be professional in your brand. I want you guys to sit down and be so respectful that when you walk away, people are proud of you because that's who you are. You represent your brand. So that's communication. My God, I didn't know I was going to spend so much time on that, but it was worth it. Time well spent. The other thing is your other skills. Improve and add value. What are your other skills? Improve them and add value to those skills that you have in communication. The other skills. Environmental awareness. home, community, business, or industry. You need to master controlling your environment and awareness, because if you're not aware of where you're at, sometimes you could do silly things, say silly things, behave inappropriately, and you will stick out like a sore tongue. How many of you, I watch a lot of Zoom meetings, and I see some things that I says, oh my God. I take pleasure in watching them sometimes for the foul-ups, bleeps, and blunders. Because the foul-ups, bleeps, and blunders come because individuals are not thinking. They're not focused. They're not aware. They're not aware of where they're at. They forget. They forget the height of their camera, and you see some people get up and walk away. You see them in their shorts or whatever. I can tell you as a, doing Zoom meetings, up top here always looks professional because, we're Zoom meetings professional. But a lot of times I do Zoom meetings and I might have on my shorts, so I might have on a jeans. When I have on my suit, I'm talking to you. Come on, wave at me. I'm talking to you. So I have to make sure that when I stand up high enough. I have to make sure that when I walk away professionally. I have to make sure that I am aware at all times where I am at. But equally, when you're in a meeting, who's watching you? Are there cameras that are on? Are there recording devices that are recording my actions? I must be environmentally aware, conscious of my environment. Let's look at home. When you're at home and you're having meetings, Zoom meetings, for example, where do you position yourself? Do you position yourself right by your door where somebody's walking through, coming out of the bathroom? Come on, somebody. Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Please, wave at me. Come on, wave. I can see you. I can see you. How do you position yourself at home when you're having professional meetings? Can somebody walk past and, and then you duck it down because you didn't put yourself, you weren't aware of your environment at home? Your community. How do you go out in your community? I'm an ambassador. People see me and know me as an ambassador and a reverend or a bishop. How do I dress? How do I carry myself? I will tell you the truth. Being a minister puts a level of responsibility on how we carry ourselves professionally. There's a responsibility that we hold, how we carry ourselves in public. There is. I'm not going to walk around in slippers and a shorts inappropriately anywhere that I go just like that. I'm not one of those persons. I try to always carry myself in a manner that if I meet somebody and I want to take a photo with them, I'm not embarrassed. Are you with me? So you never know who you're going to meet, where you're going to meet them, when you're going to meet them. So how do you manage your brand? How do you manage it? That's important within your community, in your business. How do you show up in the office? I've seen individuals, they forget something at the office and they go to the office with their hair and their curlers and their big hat because they're not working. Hello? You're not working, but it's at the office. You're coming into the office. Even if you're just popping in, you might meet one of your top clients or somebody else and, hello, how you carry yourself. So be environmentally aware, always. Now, please don't take me wrong to the extreme, because I wear shorts and different things when I go to the beach. If I'm on vacation and I'm in the hotel, you go down your shorts because you're on vacation or you're out. But what I'm referring to is in your everyday environment professionally, how do you carry yourself is important. It's critical. Let's go on. So we're looking at building a community presence. Building a community presence in business. Be present. Be present. What does be present mean? Be present mean that you are there. When someone is having a conversation with you, you are a part of the conversation. You're not distracted. You're not somewhere else. How many of you have individuals that they're talking to you, but they're not talking to you? How many of you go through that? It's horrible. As a matter of fact, when individuals are talking to me or I'm in meetings, I ignore text messages and I ignore WhatsApps because I don't want to disrespect or dishonor the person that I am with. Are you with me? Come on, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. I really want you to acknowledge these things. So be present. I want you to be present when you're speaking to individuals. If I'm speaking to my wife, I'm present. If I'm speaking to Josh, a lot of times I kneel down to his height or sit down and bring him closer to me. Why? Because I want to be present. In your community, give back. How many of you give back? Look at your skill and your brand. Does your brand give you an opportunity to give back to your community? Does your brand give you something that your community is proud that you are a part of the community? Give back. What do you give back to your community? Attend network events. This is very important when you're building your personal brand. Attending networking events where you meet other people, get other perspectives, build relationships, build your awareness of what's going on around you. Go to trade shows, go to conferences and seminars, sign up for them and go to them, sit in them, see how others carry themselves, see what is going on in the world around you. Engage in your community. Join a board. I'm a member of the board of directors for Ethos. What does that do for me? Ethos is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they have chosen me to be a part of their board, and I have accepted because we have the same principles or the same way of thinking about things. And I believe that I can add value to the company, and they believe that they equally can add value to me. So it's a mutual win-win. So being on a board is important. Look into your newspapers and see places, schools, be a governor at the school. They don't pay you. You don't get paid for it, but it is something that you do to give back, to add value, to build your community presence, to build your brand. When you go for office, a lot of people go for office and they ask, has he worked in his community? Has he done any social work? Is he on any boards? Is he a governor for anywhere, for any of the schools? Is he on a parent teachers association? What does he do? Does he give back? What is he doing? Build a support network. The Class of Steele is a support network, the Class of Steele Youth. You're a support network. Why? Because you're able to support each other. And that's what we're building. A global international support network of individuals. Join professional groups. The Class of Steele Youth is a professional group. It's made up of individuals who are doing something, going somewhere, and trying to impact their world. Volunteer. I do this. This is me and my wife giving back. Bishop Comfort, Her Excellency Dr. Comfort Adu, and Grandmaster, all of the individuals in the Class of Steele at the leadership level, we're giving back. We're volunteers. We're giving back to the community of our time, of our knowledge, of our wisdom, of our patience, of our teaching you, mentoring you, guiding you. This is volunteer. This is a part of our corporate social responsibility in the class of Steele, giving back. A lot of organizations can only do things where they see dollar signs. With your project, are you volunteering and giving back with your project? Some of you are teachers. Pretty, you're a teacher. Do you do homework with any other kids for free and just give back? A couple of persons, he says, hey, let me join and do homework with them to give back. You're in martial arts, Kazavari, you're in martial arts. Do you go and give back? Do you look at some little kids and says, hey, let me help the little kids that are learning and teach them the discipline, the respect, the honor, how to behave, giving back. Ruth, you're a student in university, and somebody might ask, what can you give back as a student in university? You can help persons that are interested in going to university to know what it's like. Have a group where they call and talk about it. You tell them what it's like. What is university life like? What are the values you can get from it? What are some of the things you don't do? What are some of the things you do? Give back. Do it for free. Not because you want to get anything, but because you are giving back and building value with your personal brand as an individual. Yoloma, you're doing baking and you prepare cakes and different things like that. If you're into cooking, do you cook for old people's home once a month? Carry food for the elderly. Carry food for those who are shut in. Do something to give back. It's all about your brand. It's all about fulfilling your corporate social responsibility. A lot of companies lose opportunities because they don't have a corporate social agenda. They don't give back. They just take. They don't give back. What are you giving back? What is the principle of giving back that you have? Pay attention. Pay attention. As a matter of fact, you should write that twice. I need to pay attention. You see me doing this in the class of Steele, and I make some requests. And I want who honors the requests that I make. The reason why I watch is because I want to know who's paying attention. I want to know, not only are you paying attention, but do you follow through? Do you do what you hear? Are you paying attention and are you responsive? Because when you get into your position in government or in office, you're going to need to pay attention. You're going to need to be able to articulate what you've heard professionally, satisfactorily. When somebody asks you a question in a public interview, were you paying attention to the person? Or did you just hear, but it wasn't important? And when you're responding, you respond totally oblivious to what the person asked. Did you pay attention? So paying attention is important. Incidentally, I hope some of you would go and go and give the class of Steele a review, a written review. Thank you so very much for those who wrote a review. Pretty, thank you very much. And I want you to go and give us a review. Doesn't cost anything. Just to say thank you, you're doing a good job, just go give a review. You know what you're receiving, you know what the value is to you. Let others read what you say and go and say, yeah, because you say, I'm going to go and check it out. All right? Build an online presence. This is important. This is extremely important. I'm going to stop my screen share here because I want to share with you at this very critical level. All of you need to have an online presence in your branding. You need to have it. If you're going to be globally relevant, you need to be in an environment where there is a, let me just escape this. You need to be in an environment where you have an online presence. It is important to have an online presence. All right. So let me share my screen with you again. I want to share my screen with you again. And I want to show you something. Okay. This is important. You need to have an online presence. So I'm going to do the class of Steele. All right. So I'm just going to do the class of Steele. Here we go. Immediately, when we Google the class of Steele, you're going to see we have an online presence. Somebody says, oh, you should join the class of Steele. The first thing they're going to do is what? Google the class of Steele. Wait a minute, maybe you get what I'm saying. Elizabeth is going to be doing a mentoring session. Is it? Yeah, she's been a mentor for a lot of years. And she's very good at what she does. Are you serious? What's her mentoring class called? It's called Elizabeth Gurus. Elizabeth's Gurus. Ah, that's nice. The first thing they're going to say is, let's Google Elizabeth's Gurus. Because you're globally relevant. So they're going to Google Elizabeth Gurus. Elizabeth, are you present? That's the first thing. Are you present, Elizabeth? Are you present on the international market when they Google you? Do they know where to find you? Do they know who you are? Next thing, so I want you to look. This is the class of Steele. So you see we're there, we're present. You see our website, it shows up immediately. But watch this, beyond that, look at all of these things that are talking about the class of Steele. Okay? All of it talks about the class of Steele. It shows you our other companies that are tied that I might not talk about or discuss. So you can see the class of Steele Limited. You can see who we are, what we do. You could find us. And then I tell you, we do personal mentoring. You could go and check out our personal mentoring. So the person is going to click on videos. Oh, let's look and see. Do they have any personal mentoring videos? We have a YouTube channel. Oh, do they? Yes, we do. And then they're going to go and look and see. All of these are the class of Steele. Everything that I'm scrolling, this is the class of Steele. Then it says, are you on social media? Yeah, we're on Facebook. Click on the class of Steele and you see us, we're there on Facebook. With our videos, let me show you. I'm looking for something to show you. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. Do they have a YouTube channel? Yes, they have a YouTube channel. How many of you are subscribed to the YouTube channel? Wave at me if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Okay, so you're not subscribed to the Class of Steele YouTube channel. Ah, okay. You should be. The Class of Steele, we have 69 subscribers. We're not doing too bad for a new group. 69 subscribers, not too bad. I'm not pushing it too hard yet. As a matter of fact, I'm not even pushing it. Those subscribers are people that just showed up because I'm not pushing it. Watch this. So then you look and you see, so how many videos do they have? Are they new? I'm talking to you. Please get what I'm saying to you. I really want you to understand. I'm not just boasting about the Class of Steele. I'm talking to you about your brand, your presence globally, your footprint on the international market. Do you have one? If people Google you, can they find you? Because that's the first thing they're going to do to find you. So look at our videos. We've just got a few videos. These are all of our videos, just a few. Not too many. Just a short few videos. All of these are the Class of Steele videos. Just a few, not that many, just a few. There's still more. All of these are just our videos, nobody else's, ours. Okay? So you can look at all the classes that we've done, the different things that we've discussed, our events are there, all of them are there. We exist. All right? So let's go back now. Let us go back to our presentation, and I'm going to close shortly. I'm going to close shortly. So I'm going to run through this one really quickly, because I want you to get this one very, very close. I want you to get this one. So make sure that you have a global network. You're part of a global network. You're present. Your online presence. You connect. Make sure you share. All of you that are in the Class of Steele, those videos have you in them. And one of the reasons why I ask you to make comments and talk and submit things, discussions, is because I want you to be a part of what we're doing. I want persons to see you in the videos. I'm branding you. Watch this. A lot of you are going to say to me now, wow, if I had my camera on for every single class that we did, and I made a contribution for every class that we had, I would have had so much content about myself that others could go and see who I am and what I stand for and what I believe. How many of you have a website? You need a website. The Class of Steele, we've got a website. You need a blog. You need an email for sure. You need to set up income, jobs, and learning. All right? So you need an online presence. I want you to focus on that. With that being said, I want to thank you so very much for being in this evening's class. We're going to pick this up. There are quite a few more slides that we're going to share, and I'll pick those slides up in the next class that we do. But I want to give you a chance this evening to add value to what you have received. The first person I'm going to call on, and let me give you the secret in how I call on individuals. Let me give you the secret. If I don't see your camera, I'm hard pressed to call on you, because I don't know if you are able to speak. I don't know if there's noise that is going on in your environment. So I don't want to embarrass a person if I can't see them. So sometimes I might not call on a person because I just see your name and your camera doesn't reflect that you're there. So I don't want to put persons on the spot. So let's ask Ruth. Ruth, good evening. Give us your take on this evening's session. Ruth, good evening.
Good evening, Your Excellency, and good evening to Her Excellency, the First Lady, Janine Steele, Bishop Joseph Comfort. So I'm sorry, I'm missing the name. And then all my colleagues here on the call. Good evening, and it's good morning from my end as well.
Good morning. Good morning, China.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Honestly, each day I join the Class of Steele, I learn new things. You personally, you really open my eyes to things that I never valued. With regards to today's class, I have realized so that I have more things to do for my personal branding. I have to step up. I have to take time to bring out certain things. And I am so glad that I'm part of this class. Personally, I have not regretted. I have not regretted staying awake to join this class at all. It's an addition school. It's an additional school that I am having online, school that I have not been asked to pay for. It's free of charge. And mostly things that are free, people don't see it to be serious. And I am really, really happy. Honestly, I'm short of words. That's why I'm fumbling a bit. I'm short of words because today I've really learned something. You have opened my eyes and you have really touched. These are punchlines for me. They are punchlines for me. And I'm glad I am part of this class. I always say, God richly bless you, Your Excellency, and all the excellencies in the call for the sacrifice you always make for us to also become somebody. Thank you so much.
You know, the reward, saying God bless me is good, but the reward is knowing that you guys are getting it, and you guys are not just getting it, but it's adding value to you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us don't have mentors because we can't afford mentors, maybe, or because the mentors don't have the time. And I think that this might giving back to society, to the world, is helpful. And the videos, as a matter of fact, the videos are live for others to see, because I don't want it to be as if you guys are an elite secret group. If the world knew what you knew, the world would be a better place. Because at the end of the day, all of these attributes add value to the ecosystem of humanity. And I thank you for your sacrifice in China, because it's early hours of the morning for you. So thank you. And let me ask Elizabeth. Elizabeth, your turn. So I know you guys in China. So let me go to the Chinese first. So if you guys fall asleep, we we know that the others should be awake at this hour of the evening. Elizabeth, pleasant good evening to you in China as well. What has it been like for you this evening's class?
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele, and His Excellency His Excellency Janine, and all the other excellencies, and everybody present on the call. Today's class has been so impactful. I just realized that there are certain things that I need to, for example, the online presence that I was just telling myself that I have to create a website, as you were saying, and create an online presence and all of that. There are things that crops your mind, but you don't take it like seriously. But right now with the class, I see the importance of having such things. And I'm really grateful that every day that we join this class, it's very impactful and it adds knowledge onto me. And I believe that onto anyone that is here, we don't live the same. The fact is, when we come here, we acquire knowledge. And there's something that always sits in my mind, that knowledge is power, and it's just so impactful and great. Thank you very much, His Excellency. Really, I will never regret being a part of the class of Steele. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for that, and I appreciate you guys that are here. You guys add value. I love coming here to just know you guys are there, and to be quite honest with you, I'm actually going to create a target for those students in China, especially because I think that we will look at structuring a time frame better for them and see if we can add some value to the students, even if it is once a week or something. Just speak to them and give them some insight into what the big world has to offer, in light of them coming from Africa, from Europe, from the US, the Americas, and bringing your skills, receiving the technology, the information, and the modus operandi from out of China, and now bringing it and trying to incorporate what you have learned into making your environment better. I think that's awesome. But one of the things that is equally awesome is not just bringing the technology, but bringing back the friends that you have made that are from different backgrounds. The diversity is the part that I want to hone in on. Those individuals that are from different cultures and different backgrounds, so that you can build good, strong relationships for the nations. Ruth, I see you put your hand. Go ahead, Ruth.
Yes, please. I'm actually glad that you've brought this up, because I had it in mind of inviting a couple of friends to join the class of Steele from this place, from where we are. But looking at the time frame, they wouldn't like to join because it's too way at dawn. They might be sleeping at that time, and being a student is not easy for us, combining academic work here and there. Most of them lab students, they might close from lab very late, and you ask them to join. It's something. So I'm so glad that you've raised this up, and I believe it comes to reality. We'll have a lot of students joining from China. Yes.
So what to do, Ruth, and you can start your own community privately. Get a list of persons, you and Elizabeth. I see Elizabeth smiling. Get a list of persons that are interested and find out what time is good for you guys. Don't worry about me with time. I will position myself to accommodate you guys. As a matter of fact, it might be very good for me because I work long hours into the early hours of the morning. So if it's early hours of the morning for me, which would accommodate you, or afternoon hours to accommodate you, that's good. And I would do that and put together 1 or 2 hours for you guys in China, especially. So it will be a unique class just for you guys. And I think it would be an honor. It would be an honor for me to do that. It wouldn't be a chore. It would be an absolute honor. And obviously, I would do it the same way as I do for the youth here on Saturdays. So there's no worries. So if you want to put together a list, and I wouldn't do it for less than 12 persons. Once you got at least 12 persons, it will make it worth my while to say, okay, let me commit to this, to helping you. And I will do that for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are grateful.
All right. Ujavanga Kazaveri, what's your take this evening? Good evening, my friend. I know you were on the road coming, but you didn't want to miss class. Well done. And just for the record, Jeannie has asked for yourself, Elizabeth, Ethel, Agnes. I think Ruth has already. Have all of you guys submitted photos already? You guys need to submit a photo for the publication that is coming out for the conference on Saturday. You need to submit a photo. As a matter of fact, you should have done that already. So please communicate with First Lady and submit a photo. And she told me that there's some group for you guys to join. I'm a little bit embarrassed because I was multitasking, listening to you, Elizabeth, and her saying it to me. So I'm going to get it before we go. But Ujavanga Kazaveri, what's your take this evening?
Okay, before I say my take, can I ask something? I think I got your number today and sent you a WhatsApp and sent my bio. Did you receive it?
Yes, I received your you sent me a disappearing photo. I don't have it. You sent me a photo, and as soon as you see the photo, I said, "Oh, this is Ujavanga Kazaveri." As soon as I saw the photo and I go to close, it disappeared because you sent it as a disappearing image. So what you need to do is remove this disappearing image and send me the photo again, and I would receive it. Say that again, please.
You see the text that I wrote about myself under the photo?
Your number is 267 and it ends with 33, yes?
Yes, sir.
That's you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me show my screen and show you what I have from you. That's what I have from you. This is what I have from you.
Yeah. I think I will so that I just sent to the email, not the WhatsApp.
Yes, because what you do is you have disappearing messages turn on. So as soon as the messages come, they disappear. That's what it's all about. So you need to turn off disappearing messages, unless of course you send messages that you would want to disappear. You need to turn it off.
Okay, so can you just send me your email in my WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, I'll send it to you now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I just sent you my email address, hemasteele@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. I'll deal with it later. Let me just say what I've learned today.
Yes, go ahead.
I think today I learned a lot, and to me, it's more of a challenge because when I look at the values, I'll have to like review myself and ask myself a lot of questions whether I'm authentic, credible, consistent, reliable, communicable, and others. So I think this is more of a challenge to me more than anything. And also I'll have to look at my presence, my online presence. What am I doing online? Because there are things that are listed here like jobs, global network, websites, learning, and all that. And I think I tick some of the boxes, but I'll have to go back and review myself and see whether I'm using the internet in the right way. And also about the one that is interesting is about the community presence. And I'm looking at them and the things that maybe I'm not doing for my community, like giving back and all that. So I think this is more of a challenge to me. And I'll have to also see whether I have mastered the basics and what am I good at? Am I good at speaking? My body languages during meetings and all those. I think this is more of a challenge to me than anything else. And I think this is good information, and I think I'm just going to sit down and review myself and add value to myself. That's all I can say.
Yeah, what you do is these videos, look at these videos, review these videos, hear what you say. And this is important. Be a man or a woman of your word. For example, I don't put persons on the spot because I believe that if you say you're going to do something, you'll do it. And that's normal about life. And you want to build that type of portfolio. A lot of people come on platforms because it's a platform and they say grand things because they can talk. And then they never show up again. You never see them. They don't deliver on what they say they're going to do. And I observe that quite often. But one of the things that you want is to be authentic. You want to be one of the persons that does what you say you're going to do. And that adds value to your brand. People respect your brand when they see that, they see consistency. In our website, we have reviews. And the reason why I ask individuals to go and give a review is because I would never say that, oh, the class of Steele is horrible. Oh, you wouldn't really want to go to the class of Steele. No, it's a waste of time. No, I would never say that. So me going as the mentor and saying to individuals, oh, the class of Steele is fantastic, it's beautiful. Persons would, yeah, because you always say good things about yourself. But what do others say about you? Are you with me? It's not enough what you say about yourself. What matters is, but what do others say about you? And that's important to be in a position to do. So go look at the videos and look at yourself and ask yourself the question while you're looking at the video: how do I look? How do I represent myself? Am I proud of how I carry myself? Am I proud of how my suit look? Every time I look at, I'm always looking at myself. I'm looking at my beautiful back. How many of you like the background? How many of you like the background? And I'm asking you that question because I'm falling in love with it. I like it. I like my branding. You say you like it, Ruth?
Yes.
I love my branding. I love the creativity and all of that. And I feel proud and pleased when I see it. So others will feel good about it as well. I like my tie. If I come here and I'm not dressed properly, I feel out of place. I don't feel like I'm ready for class. So those are things that you want to hone in on. Your Excellency, Uloma, my wife said that you were supposed to be in class and speaking. Why are you here, Uloma?
Because I don't want to miss out on today's impact. Yes, I will be speaking in a conference any moment from now, but I still
give us the link. Put the link for the conference here. Is it something that others could come and listen to you as well?
Sure, they can.
Put the link, please. Put the link there. And you guys, if you guys after class want to go, as a matter of fact, I'm going to close class so that they can come in and listen as well to you if necessary. If you guys are available to go and listen to her and cheer her on. So go ahead, Uloma. Talk to us quickly so we release you.
Okay. I needed this class because, like every other class, it has been a timely impact. And just like you said on branding, some of the things you said, I do them, or rather we do them, and we do them casually. But now I'm gonna be intentional about every one of it. Most of them, I catch fun doing them because it makes me happy. And I feel that people relate when you come to that level. People want to identify with a happy person. But now I'm taking it to a professional level on mastering the basics, communication, how I speak. In fact, it's going to help me in this conference that I'm going to speak of, because I was wondering, how do I position myself? It's a global conference. I've dropped the registration link in the comment section, so anyone can quickly register and you get a link to the Zoom meeting. It's an International Indigenous Women's Day conference. I happen to be one of the speakers. I'll be speaking on women in health or women's health, just a part of it for 7 minutes. So right now we're on break. So before they commence, I should be true. So mastering the basics of communication, that's talking about speaking, body language, writing, listening, improving on what I already have. There is a flyer I made sometime with myself, and I said to, first of all, for one to fulfill, I don't know if it is close by, you need to first of all be authentic to yourself. You have to be intentionally authentic. And what I have in mind in saying that is that you need to tell yourself the truth. This is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. You don't just go about, you see something because there are opportunities everywhere around it. You say, oh, I can do it, I can do it. But in the real sense, you can't really do it. So I put that out to my team. I said, be authentic, sit yourself down, listen to yourself and tell yourself, this is what I can do. And if these things that you can't do, you can still learn it. You can give yourself the opportunity of improving on what you know or what you don't know. So I am taking that in. Then the community service you said, I haven't really thought about it. Thank you for giving me that initiative. Once in a while, cooking and giving food to elderly people or less privileged. I had it in mind, but I think I'm going to do that quickly. I was discussing with my husband some days. I said, I just want this year to be a year of impact. I don't need to own the world. I want to do something that somebody would cry for joy. You would just be shedding tears and you'd be crying. It could be food. It could be a meal. because I know how things are in Nigeria. I don't know about other nations, but I know how it is in Nigeria, So I told my husband I'm going to be doing that. I don't need to have my bank account rolling in dollars. No, I can start with the little I have. It wouldn't take me much. Just walk into a certain area where um, people there, they can't really fend for themselves. Just open your boots, hand each person maybe a plate of packaged rice, even if there's no meat inside it. That person will be glad that, thank God I have a good meal to take today. So thank you so much for this push, like you always. I every day I go about my business, I am thankful to class of Steele, because if it wasn't for that push in the class, in the mentoring classes, and that women's conference, in fact, both conferences, it's kind of fine-tuned the push, and boom, I unleashed. And it has been a level of one level of glory to the other. People just like, you do these things and you've been quiet all this while. Oh yeah, yeah, what do you have? Like that. And I'm so grateful. I'm thankful. Thank you for all you do, sir.
Thank you so very much. And you made my heart happy when you said give back. Everybody needs to get the feeling you get when somebody says, thank you for making the effort for me. There is no greater joy on the earth than somebody coming and saying to you, because of you, I made it. Or because of you, I'm a better person. And I have so many people that I say that for too. I've been privileged by the grace of God to go so many places that I wasn't supposed to be because I didn't qualify, but others gave me an opportunity to make a mark. And because of that upbringing, I have it in me to give back. And keep that as a part of your core focus in life, your corporate social responsibility, giving back. What am I giving back as a result of what I have taken? And once you balance the two, you'll be fine. I want to ask Pretty, I know you're also one of the speakers as well. Pretty, please give us your take on this evening's class. How has it been for you? And thank you so very much for your review on the Class of Steele website. Thank you for your review. And Uloma, thank you for your review too, Uloma.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, all meaningful people in the house. It's been a very hectic week for me and Oloma. We've been trying to work and prepare for our presentation this weekend. Mine will be tomorrow. I'll be speaking tomorrow. So I'm also inviting everybody in the class of Steele to come and listen as I speak. For my take from today's class, every day in the class of Steele is a whole lot of experience for me. It packages me more and more for my daily activities. I get brushed up so I'm so happy. If not for the class of Steele, I won't have even taken up the speech thing, the presentation for the Women's International Day. So I'm so happy and I'm honored to be there. And in giving back to the community, my topic will be menstruation and the education, the impacts of menstruation on the teenage girls. So in giving back to the community, I'm thinking of donations of sanitary pads to the communities, to some schools. And also I'll be appealing to members of the class of Steele in any way you can, not to me personally, in your areas, you can donate to schools, you can donate those sanitary pads for girls to use so that we can all together end period poverty. That's my take for this evening. Thank you.
Being a male that's a sensitive area for most males. And I was saying, darling, where are you? I'm looking and realizing that my wife is in the other chat, and I would want my wife to respond. But in confidence, I will say that is genuinely one of the areas that young ladies need a lot of support in, and mentors and individuals who are going to love on them and appreciate them and help them to understand what is happening. And there's an organization with Leaders Without Borders Development Center that I think we can make a recommendation for you also to connect with, that they offer that assistance to young ladies all throughout Africa. They give back to young ladies in schools, etc. So I'm not shy concerning that initiative, because it is one that is very important. So I wish you good speed in doing that. And I think equally it is a brave one to stand up and say, hey, this is a need that our young ladies need. So I endorse and support you in that one. And First Lady and myself, we'll talk more about looking at what Homemakers Women's Development Initiative can do in light of adding value to that drive that is already happening. It's not as if we'll be doing something that's foreign, but we will look at how can we add value to what you guys are already doing. So well done, Pretty. And we look forward to equally your presentation tomorrow. Good luck. And I know you're going to do okay. One thing to be confident in when you're looking in the camera, see yourself and be focused on what you're seeing and be confident. You got this. All right. All right. Thank you so very much again, Pretty.
I can join the other house.
Yes, of course. But yeah, I know you're going to join now. Of course.
Okay.
Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, mommy in the house. You're not a youth. You are mommy. So Your Excellency Bishop Comfort Adu, what is your take this evening? I know you've been listening so carefully and lovingly on our children. What is your take this evening?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, and the First Lady, Jeannie Steele, and all the other excellencies who should have been in this house, and then the ambassadors in the making. It's always a pleasure to be on the class and also listen in what is being taught to the youth, because I have a keen interest in the leaders of tomorrow. And I'm so enthused by the topics that comes in each weekend. Branding is very, very necessary. If you want others to know that you are exceptional, then at least you have to look at what has been taught, especially today. I'm very much interested about one, building on their skills, because that is what will make you exceptional. If what is being taught, if you know it already, you have to maximize some strengths. You have to build on it so that you don't be an ordinary person. You be a different person with a different caliber, a person where everybody can relate or they can look up to. And when they see you at conferences, they see you at other places, they'll point their fingers and say, yeah, we are listening to him, we are listening to her, because she has got a new branding, and that branding comes from the class of Steele. It's so interesting. I have been watching it. There are some people who always appear on the class. I would say bravo, kudos to you who always show up. It is good because it shows that you are also grasping new skills and new thoughts into your system. Don't give up. Don't think that others are not showing up. You are the only person coming. Yes, you are the only person. And at the end of the day, you see that you are the person who have reached the top. And you are the person who have been polished. And you are the person who can be confidently sent elsewhere to represent the class of Steele. So on this note, I'll say that I'll be seeing much of you or more of you often because we are heading towards the goal and we will see those who will reach there. And I believe those of you whom I see every day, the weekends like this, I will definitely see you there and we will meet and then celebrate. So on this note, I'll say, God bless you all. Never do that. I am Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Edu from Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Comfort. And you and I and Doreen and First Lady, we have big smiles on our faces, trust me. And by the way, we've just got another group that was added to be going to Barbados with us in October that are very excited. So we are getting there. Ethel, good evening, Ethel.
Good evening.
Ethel, First Lady is requesting that you give her a call. It is very important.
Okay.
But how was this evening's session for you, Ethel? Give us your take for this evening class.
Well, this evening's session, it was a very nice session. I really enjoyed the message. But one thing that really stood out the most was, something that had been a personal goal of mine this year. And that was building a community network. And that's just mainly because I'm a person who who always tries to keep my circle small and not really good with, networking and going out there. And from those who have been really close to me had said that because I'm a bit closed off, I always gave like an image that sometimes scared people away. So personal working on that in myself, communicating with people more. And yes, so that's something that I'm going to be working on the most.
Okay.
But overall, the today's session, I really enjoyed it, and I got a few pointers on where to work on and how to, and how I can also improve my approach as well.
All right. Ethel, you are in Ghana, is that correct?
No, I'm in Botswana.
You're Botswana. So
Yes.
you are with Unja Vanga.
Yes.
Okay. Grandmaster, we were expecting that we were going to see him this evening. I know he has a busy schedule. So
Yeah.
I think he will be there with us for the conference that is coming up on Sunday. You're all prepared for the conference, Ethel?
Yes.
All right. Give First Lady a call. She's requesting to speak with you also, okay?
Okay.
All right. Good evening, Agnes. Agnes, give us your take on this evening's class. And how are you doing?
Thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. Steele. I'm very fine. I'm doing well. Unfortunately, I cannot put on my camera right now.
That's all right.
Today, the class has been very inspiring from the topic you treated, branding. Today, I learned more that I should be credible, reliable, and communicate better. When there were some things you mentioned, what we should master, basic things that we should master, such as communication, speaking, body language, writing. When you just got to the body language, I was like, wow, because I'm the type that my body will easily express what is in my mind. So when you said there will be a class specifically on communication, addressing all these issues, I said I was going to tell you that please, number one, register. I'll be registered. Number one, I should be the first person to be registered so that I can master that very well. Then I was enthused about giving back to our community. And from your speech today, I realized, you hit more on the point. You don't really need to be a billionaire to give back. So, the little things you mentioned some things, yes. Normally, if you had asked me, what do I do to give back to the community, I would say nothing. But you mentioned some things and I realized, okay, so what I see as nothing, I actually really do them. Like, for instance, it's normal in our family Christmas, and we pick an orphanage and we go to spend it there with food, drinks. And then the children's birthdays, we like to pick a place like the children's ward, and we pick it there. But normally, if you had asked me what to give back to the community, I would just say nothing. But today I realized your class made me realize that these are all things that are ways of giving back to our community, not necessarily doing huge things like building a school or hospital. So I learned a lot. From class of Steele, these days I try as much as to be punctual. In fact, today I wanted to be the first person. But before I realized some people were already there, I was like, hey, I'll start coming here 4:30. And then I also know that I have watchdogs because mommy would call me if I'm not in class. And put me and get me to be in class. So thank you, Bishop Comfort. And then thank you to everybody in the class. At least from the class, we've had friends from different countries. That is making me learn from them. Like Piti, Uche, even Ruth. Even though Ruth is from Ghana, but we are from different places. And the last time we spoke, I was making fun of her that her tribe in Ghana, we say they know how to cook a lot because they like to cook shepe. That is the term they use for them. They put a lot of meat and fish, everything. So in those days, they say there are women that when you marry them, they'll finish your money. They'll use all to cook the food. So the last time I was talking with her, I said, hey, best cook. And she was laughing. She said, no, now they have changed. So class of Steele, yes. But I really don't have a friend from that part of the country, even though we are all in Ghana. So class of Steele, apart from giving international networking, has also even brought about the local networking as well. And on this note, let me say thank you.
Agnes, you're very welcome. And all of you have given me and First Lady a family all over the world and all over Africa. And I can tell you honestly that there are more of you that are not even here that are in the class that we meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. And they're an amazing bunch. They're the elders, they're the leaders. But when you guys graduate at the ending of this year, some of you guys are going to be there. As a matter of fact, interestingly, some of you guys are going to be speakers in those classes. And some of you guys are going to be on the radio broadcast that we have a radio station that's going to be set up, the Voice of the Nations. Some of you guys are going to be there. But I am just excited that you guys are taking this seriously and are receiving value from it. And it is my absolute pleasure. As a matter of fact, Ruth, I am holding you by your throat so seriously. If God saved your life to give me those Chinese youth, then he did a good thing, because I'm looking forward, I'm actually looking forward to adding that attribute to what we are already doing to the class of Steele Youth. I see Abu Bakar And Abubakar, you came to class late this evening. I almost didn't call you, but your camera is on, so you make me call you. But go ahead. You were late for class today, but you're here. And we did branding today. We did a conclusion on branding. I know you also are one of the persons who will be speaking for the conference as well. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Michael Steele, and good evening to everybody. First of all, I want to apologize for coming late. This is due to, it's an accident that happened. My phone was stolen, so I was trying to package myself to be in class. So last week, I was supposed to go somewhere to report the case of my stolen phone. Uh, I wasn't able to go there because of I had some issues at the university. But thank God that is in the past now. I have my phone and now I can attend the class of still. Um, for me, though I came late, but based on what other speakers that you just asked, what they feel about the topic, I know it's branding, and what I what I captured is I think you talk about the body language, and that's body language that I think is Agnes that prompted out. Body language is something that is very much sensible to other people who are much more connected when you are giving something to them. Like sometimes when I was a little boy, my mommy used to speak to me through body language. And during branding.
Wait, please, let me interrupt you. I am a big man, and my mommy still speaks to me through body language.
Yeah, she like when she wants you to do something and people are around, she she know how to move her body and even the eyes, the head, so that you know that this is what this woman wants me to do. And when she wants you not to do something, she will also do that to you. So I think, and it's a part of communication. And I'm going to promise you that next week, Agnes says she will be in class 4:30. I'll be in class 4 o'clock, and I'll try to be on time to catch up with the lectures. I missed these lectures. I am so much disappointed in myself, though it was not my fault.
Abubakar, let me stop you. Let me stop you. Next week class is not at 4 o'clock. Next week is the conference. So if you show up at 4 o'clock, that'll be the end at 5. That'll be the end of the conference. The conference starts at 9 a.m. Don't forget.
That is on Saturday, right?
It's on Saturday. Saturday is the start, is the conference, is the youth conference. It's Saturday. And it starts at 9 a.m. Don't worry, we're going to send out advertisements and everything like that so that individuals are aware.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
All right. But looking forward to seeing you next Saturday for sure. And it's always a pleasure seeing you in class, Abubakar.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. First Lady Jeannie, you just popped in. I'm getting ready to close the class now. Do you have something to say before I close, my dear? Your Excellency Jeannie, hello.
Good evening, blessings to everyone.
We can hear you. Do you have anything to say, any announcements that you need to make before we close?
Okay, well, I just look forward to next Saturday coming, the beginning of our youth convention, 2 Saturdays, next Saturday, the 12th, and then the following Saturday, the 19th. I look forward to hearing you all speak. I'm not sure if His Excellency told those individuals that I would like to speak to them. Did you do so, Your Excellency, Elizabeth and Ethel and the young gentleman?
Calvazeri. Yes,
Yes.
I have mentioned to them. Yes, I did.
Okay, wonderful. So I look forward to speaking to them. Your Excellency, have you also shared the WhatsApp group? Have you made the announcement of our reading club, sir?
Come on, how many things am I supposed to remember? Why do you think you have a team?
No, so I was away from our meeting. So I went and I listened to Yoloma. She did very well. It was excellent. I actually recorded it on my phone. So I just went over to give her my support and I just popped back into our class. So I wasn't sure what you had done. So that's why I'm confirming with you what you have indeed done. So since you haven't done that, I would make the announcement. I'm going to try to figure out as well how I can share the link here in the chat. Just give me 1 second. I saw you have done that before.
Darling, which one is it? Is it the class of Steele Reading Club?
The youth class of is COS Youth Readers Club. Have you seen that? See it in your WhatsApp.
I'm looking.
I can see it here. I'm just trying to figure out how I can share the link to it.
If I see it, I'll be able to share the link. Send a message inside of it, darling. Just send any message inside it, hi, and I'll see it. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me send the.
So you put it there in the chat and give persons an opportunity to enter into it now. I would also put it in a WhatsApp chat. So what we are talking about, class of Steele family, is we have taken another initiative, we've given another initiative to you. So we're beginning our class of Steele Youth Readers Club today, and it will be a WhatsApp group, and it will also we'll also communicate with you through email. So in our WhatsApp group, our Readers Club, each month we will receive a book to read, a good read, good information for you. You'll also receive resources there. You can also ask questions there, and you can have discussions with regards to the books that you will receive. So it's basically our reading club. It's all about reading, readers being leaders, and we want to encourage each one of you to top up on your knowledge, all of us, because we do it together, top up on our knowledge that we are able to empower ourselves and thereby empowering others. So that's what our Readers Club will be all about. I'm sure we will have lots of fun. And in our Readers Club as well, we want to endeavor to encourage you to be also writers. So not only will you be reading, but eventually I will be hearing you saying to me, Jeannie, I have a book. I have my first book written. How can we get this published? So that's what we would like for you as well. So from readers to writers as well. So that was my announcements for tonight. I look forward to seeing you log into the chat, and you can also share the chat, the link for the WhatsApp group with any other class of Steele Youth members that are not here this evening. You can send them the link so that they can also join and also benefit from what we will receive there. God bless you all. Continue to have a good weekend. And I look forward to speaking to those who will be speaking at our first conference next Saturday. We'll speak to you during the week, and all the others, I look forward to seeing you all next Saturday. God bless you all and keep well.
Ethel is asking, do I call Miss Jeannie immediately after this session or the next year due to it being late? It's never late for us, Ethel. You will
be 24/7 people.
24/7. So anytime you call us, we'll be available to answer the phone. I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but it is what it is.
Yes, and we accommodate you because we know that you're from different time zones. So never be worried at any time that you would need to reach us. If you don't get us, if I miss your call, be sure that I will return your call if I have missed your call. So it's you can call me right away or you can call me tomorrow, but as soon as possible, I would like to speak with you.
Okay, and just about the books, Her Excellency and myself, we have a library of a few hundred books that they're quite costly, some of them, and they're not easily accessible, quite a few of them. And I believe that those are the books that have shaped me as a young man and my wife equally. And we just want to share those with you guys so that you guys are able to derive some of the benefits from those great writers. How many of you know no one body has all the knowledge and the skills? And I am not one that says I have it all, but I will share where I got those informations with you so that you can also be as proficient and eloquent as I believe that I am, and you can even be better. So with that being said, please don't take lightly the books you get. Read them. They will change you and challenge you. Bishop Comfort, you are in the adult one, and we have the readers group in the adult one, correct? And tell them the value that, we give a book every single month in PDF. Their books are, what is your take on the books, Your Excellency?
Thank you, Your Excellency. In actual fact, the books, there have been 2 books so far. All the same, to be frank with you, because of my load of work, I've not been able to read all. But the good news is that it exposes you to different kinds of books, ideas, and it helps you to improve upon reading. Maybe previously you were not having the access to go around and get books to read, but this one, it comes directly to you. And then you can apportion some time of the day for that so that you can read and read and read. You can have it on your phone, and then you can sometimes put it on audio. Yes. I don't know whether this one too you have audio on it, but ours we have audio, and then you can listen to the book. I think it's very interesting and it's very good to have it. It's a good idea. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much. Well, with that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so very much for being on the class today. It is 7 minutes past the hour of 7, and we've come to the end of this evening's class. I appreciate all of you. Ruth and Elizabeth, you guys could go and get your beauty sleep at this hour. I've got a whole lot more work to stay up and get done, me and First Lady. And all of you have a fantastic week. We appreciate you. We love you. And you're free to unmute and say goodbye. Good night and God bless everybody. And go and do your review. Please go do your review. And Ruth, get that list to me. I'm waiting, Ruth. Ruth, I'm waiting.
I will.
Good night, everybody.
I didn't see the bonus.
Everyone, good night.
This
You have
Agnes.
class bonus.
Nice. Agnes, we have to talk.
Bishop
Okay.
Comfort.
Bishop Comfort.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good night, Abu
His
Bakr.
Excellency, Dr. Michael. Please, I didn't see the class bonus. Mrs. Steele.
What is it?
Your topic. Mali, please. Your topic. You have class bonus. Class
Oh no, the bonus is going to come when we finish the part 3. The bonus is going to come in part 3.
Okay. Yes.
Where is my son? Let me see my boy. Where is he? He wants to say hi now. Hello.
It's a girl.
He's so cute.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. Hello, my dear.
Hi, Daddy.
How are you doing?
I am fine.
God bless you all. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Oh my goodness. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for your life.
Sister
Good night,
Agnes, she's
Samuel.
sleeping.
Well
night.
done.
And Roots, good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Sleep well.
Mommy, I
Good
slept
night.
good, Josh.
Yeah.